back to the channel, guys. Hope you like the new intro. Time for a little change, you know. Today we're going to be working on something familiar. Good old Clifford. It's been a couple weeks, and of course he is super nasty again. I may wash him today, but it's kind of windy out today. So what we're going to do with Clifford is, it is time for an oil change. And I'm actually a little bit over. And I pulled my dipstick. And everybody's been talking about how on the Coyote engines, you really have to pay attention to the oil level. Well, I thought maybe that had a little something to do with break-in. But of course it didn't. I just checked it. We drove about 800 miles down to North Carolina for the Fox Gathering a couple weeks ago. The oil change light came on, and I just checked it. There's no oil on the dipstick, which doesn't mean that there's no oil period in the engine, because that's not the case. I did notice a little bit of a valve rattle. That's probably the reason why. But also, I'd switched this thing to 530 because of the typewriter tick, and that was a bad idea. If I can find the picture, I'll post it here. If not, then you're just gonna see me. Under hard acceleration, hard driving with 530, I noticed that the factory oil cooler could not keep up with cooling the oil. So it was way too high. That's not something we want. So today we're going to 5W20. And guys, I'm not a big Pennzoil guy. I really do not care for Pennzoil. But we're going to give it a shot. We also have the factory oil filter, which I usually, you know, if you watch the channel enough, you'll see me use all kinds of different filters, because me and Jake was wanting to do a video of us cutting open the oil filters and showing you the difference between like the STP, the Fram, the Motorcraft, AC Delco, so on and so forth, Wicks. They're all made in the same assembly plant. They just changed the colors of the actual filter, like with Motorcraft it's white. So we're gonna do that video one day. But right now, I gotta get this container out of the car because all of my containers are full, and I am too lazy to take my butt to the recycling center, or to any of your parts stores like AutoZone or Riley Advanced. They'll take your recycled oil as well. Just not wanting to put old oil in the car. Yeah, I mean, I got Barney back, but I risk Barney either, so. But we're going to show you how to do the oil change on this thing, and you may have realized that I had two Fox. So if you own a Gen 1 or Gen 2 Mustang GT with a Coyote, or even I think the F-150s, you will not need this much oil. This is 10 quarts of oil. Why? Because the third gens take 10 quarts of oil. And I just realized I left something down at the shop that I really need. Because I'm not in the shop. Shop's a trash. I mean, it's a mess, man. We still got to finish cleaning it, but I need a funnel. And I could have swore God I had one up here. I know I got two in the Mustang, or in Barney. I don't know, man. Yeah. Hey, look, there's my code reader. Huh. Detail, some brake cleaner. Hey, I'm gonna need that. There's the funnel. That may work. Some gloves. I didn't even have to go to the shop to get gloves. When you run out of stuff to do, it's your off day, and you're tired, and you really, well, I have to save that for another day, because we're running out of material anyway, so why not? Even though we got some big plans for this thing, I want to show you how nice it looks without that sound tube, and how nice and open this side is. So having that sound supposer delete on there, which is really nice. Rip the engine bay, and we're gonna do some more stuff to clean it up. So I say let's get busy with this. I'm here by myself today. Jacob's at work, washing and detailing cars. So hope he's having fun, because I'm not about to. Because yeah, coyote life, man. We'll be back. Okay, so one thing I wanted to touch on real quick was, one thing I do not like about this setup on this car is that it has a plastic oil pan. And come to find out, there's a lot of Ford mechanics coming out saying that the reason why you get the typewriter tick is because of said plastic drain pan, or yeah, plastic oil pan. So with it being plastic, it has a little snap-in oil plug or drain plug. So eventually what I'm going to do is probably switch over to the GT500 oil pan, which is an aluminum pan. But to do that, I also have to change over to dogs. Shut up, buddy. All right. This is my bark a lot. She barks all the time. Honey, what are you doing? Yep, see. And then there's Miss Lily, Mr. Fritz, or Spritzadoodle. There's the Gooser, Zelda, and Linky, right there. Anyway, the mob squad. And of course, they're going to want to go down to the shop with me. See, they take off out the door. But I'm going to eventually change over to the GT500 oil pan because it's aluminum, but also get a heavy duty oil pump to go along with it. So here we go. We're outside and we're still barking. Give me one sec. All right, so I walk in the shop, they start barking. Like I said before, the shop is a mess, but we do have Barney back. He's not looking too bad. But look at this. Oil change, after just work. In general, one oil pan, two oil pans. That one, I think, is full of coolant. So, and these, oh no, all these are 16 quart as well. I thought that they weren't 16 quart. I've got to find a pair of pliers so I can get this drain plug off, and I'm just finding side cutters after side cutters after side cutters. I think I can use a flathead screwdriver too. I might grab that instead, because I don't want to break it. Once again, work at a parts store, and we don't carry that drain plug for that particular car, but we do carry it for the ooh, dark. We do carry it for the F-150, which ain't gonna help me none. So then also, this is going bye-bye this week. Tristan is finally coming to pick it up. Wicked Panda will be reunited with his Civic, thank goodness. That way I can get some more room, because you never know what's happening here. We may have some more builds coming, like we have time for them. Because right now I'm in mode of getting ready for Ponies in the Smokies, or Pits 2022. I'm trying to rent a booth there and sell merch, basically. That way you guys get to meet me and Jacob. Stacy and probably a couple other guest people that will probably be there. You know, it's kind of the YouTube thing to do. We got to do something. So let's get down here and I'm going to show you. I got this thing. Oh, look at this. 18-wheeler tire damage. Something's got to be fixed before fits. And I'm going to bring the guys around. Sorry. Switch the camera around. So y'all can see this drain plug. There it is. Yeah, it's going to be a pair of pliers. But there's our plastic oil pan. I don't understand it. I know for a fact the Gen 1s and Gen 2s don't have it. And then on top of that, I got to remove a skid plate and to get to the oil filter. So I guess I'll see you guys in a minute. I'm going to get some of this work done if I keep the camera balanced. And then I may shoot time lapse on this, maybe. I'll think I'd see if I can do it. Whoa, that's weird. Hold on. There we go. I think my little pieces came loose. So, real quick. Figured it out. Pretty simple. This is your drain plug. This is your drain plug. I'm gonna get this back in. You know what's even worse is went all the way down to the shop to get those pliers. That I didn't need because it just grabbed a hold of it, twisted it one good time, then unlocked it. But needed a funnel and still forgot to get the funnel. I guess we're going down there real quick. And of course, you hear the crew in the background barking. They just, that's all they do. Bark, 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 bark. Can't see nobody. Well, actually, I stand incorrect. I'll correct myself on this one. My next door neighbor's porch sits higher than my fence. We didn't think that through. So, now if I can forget anything else while I'm down here, like a oil filter wrench maybe, that'd be smart. I'll show you this. If I can get my camera turned around. There we go. Honey, what were you doing? Were you trying to get out front of She's the world's worst. She's got a corner that she, oh god dog, climbs or slides herself up underneath. And almost forgot what I was coming down here for. Alright, oil filter wrench. Check. I don't know why I was trying to show the front of the camera. Ooh. Let me get this stuff cleaned up real quick. I'll be right back. One thing that drives me crazy about tools, pick it up and it was covered in oil dry because it was covered in oil. And then we need nail because we got 10 quarts of oil to put in there. Make sure the crew is outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pearl's missing. Pearl. It's probably in the house. Hopefully not in the shop. Here's our spritzy. Spritz. Hey boy. There's Zeus. Zeus is actually, he's one of our grandpups. So is Winky. And Zelda, which is, she's probably my best dog with obeying, besides that one. Come on, guys. You tell Zelda to come, she comes. She literally will walk right beside you. Stacy worked hard with her on the off-leash training, even though we don't take her nowhere. Stacy here plays in the big yard. We took her to the lake one year. Actually, we took all of them, except for Zeus. Zeus wasn't in the family yet. So, we're gonna get back out here, get this done. Now, repeat your steps when putting this drain plug back in. The steps you use to take it out. Slip it in, twist it, turn it until it locks in place. Then I'll show you where the oil filter is on this thing. Give me just a minute. All right, so I didn't think about something. Again, the little skid plate that covers up the oil filter has these little bitty bolts on them. Yeah, there you go. One thing that drives me crazy is one reason why Jacob and I like working on our own cars instead of having other people do it. It's mainly because this car has been to the Ford dealership the last 3-4 oil changes. It's got 26,000 miles on it, so yeah, last 4 oil changes actually. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the abrupt ending there. I ran out of space. Had to delete a bunch of stuff now. I gotta get my rig set back up. I've got the plate off, as you can see here. The oil filter is out. The new filter is primed and ready to roll, as you can tell. Always use fresh oil on this seal. I don't know why people decide to use old oil. Yeah. Older oil loses its viscosity, its heat resistance, and as bad as I beat this thing, we need as much of that as we can get. So that's why, another reason why the 520, like I said, the 530 was running too high of engine oil temps. And I want to put the Mishimoto oil cooler on here, but it's $1,000. And now looking at it, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt to take the old oil filter adapter, which is where the oil cooler is, built onto this. But of course it uses the coolant from the radiator, which is getting heated by the engine. So it's not really cooling too well. So kind of a bad design in my book. So I'm gonna get you set back up on the rig. I'm gonna show you where this oil filter goes, get that thing cleaned up, get this oil back in this car. My arms aren't long enough to get Clifford back on the road. As I said, I do already have the old filter off, so I'm gonna show you where the filter was. Excuse this here, but it is right up in here. So the next thing I want to do is get you angled back more if I can. Let's see. That should work. Oh, goodness. Now, I always clean these oil filter adapters real good. And I'm trying to figure out what body control module that is. That's obviously not the ECM. Because there's no way they'd put the ECM under here. All right. Now let's get this out from underneath there. And you're physically on this skid plate, so I'm gonna try to show you this oil filter if I can. Do it this way. Shoot, you still can't see it. This just shows how tight of a space it's in. There she is, right there. Bam. Right there. I have a feeling this has something to do with advanced track and traction control. So now, get this out of the way. And I did notice Ford, the dealership that I used did not put this in all the way, which is very discouraging to me. Especially considering what type of vehicle it is. And I get the reason why they put all these skid plates on these cars is to help with aerodynamics, engine cooling, so on and so forth. Let's see if we can glob of oil. But from my standpoint, this is kind of a pain in the butt. I noticed the new Nissan Sentra is even worse than the Altima was when we did Jacob's girlfriend's oil change. We did not vlog that one. We'll do it one day. It's a pain. Now, let's get this thing tightened up. And get all this junk out from underneath the car. Ooh. So now the fun part. We get to add 10 quarts of oil into this thing, start it up, reset the change oil light. I'll show you the process of that too. And now I'm gonna have to wait a week for this suspension to settle. Trash on the screen. So let me get you set up. We'll get this oil poured in here. All right. First 5 quarts in. We go. Now you're supposed to turn this the other way, but I don't trust myself that well. Clifford here should really like this 520 full synthetic. That's one thing Ford don't do. They use a synthetic blend, which is conventional and full synthetic mixed together. Almost like running 50-50 antifreeze. It's good for higher mileage engines, but high performance stuff, I'd much rather run a full synthetic instead of having a synthetic blend oil in it. Because your high mileage oil is the same thing as this Motorcraft. And if I'm not mistaken, Ford don't manufacture their oil or even their oil filters or their spark plugs or any of their parts. So they're getting them from other manufacturers, and I'm pretty sure the Pencil high mileage is the Motorcraft synthetic blend. Being in business as long as I have, you start recognizing different things look the same. As far as like when you go to Walmart and you go shopping for groceries, you know, you got your Del Monte stuff, and then you got your Great Value. When I worked at Walmart, I would scan that stuff because it's part of my job, and Del Monte made all the Great Value canned foods, so it's the same thing in the automotive world. And I got something on my face, man. It's driving me nuts. So now it's time to get inside the car and start this thing up. Make sure we have pressure, all that good junk. Double check, make sure we don't have any leaks. I'm collapsing my tripod as we speak, so sorry. And then we'll be done. And I'll show you how to reset this thing. It's gonna be pretty simple, so let's do this. Good old Cliff. Oh God. Well, if I can figure out how to get y'all in here. Here we go. All right. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna start it yet. I'm gonna turn down the radio for one. Get all this stuff cleared off. All right, so get all this stuff off of here. I always run the gauge mode. Let me get you over a little bit more. There we go. That way I can watch my digital speed, watch my air pressure, and watch all this good stuff here. And what's nice with the instrument cluster on here, we actually have the actual gauge set up. Except for the oil pressure, which really stinks. I wish we had the oil pressure in there. So we'll watch this one, but we're going to start it up real quick. Somebody sneaking out. What you doing, old girl? Huh? Hop down. Hop down. Alright, get in. She's at my feet. She'll probably want to go for a ride. So, let's double check, make sure we don't have any. double check here and make sure we have no leaks. Yeah, beautiful. And now, shut her back down. Shut him back down, excuse me. And look at the mileage, man. So, from this menu, because I was in that menu when I shut it down, we're going to go down to settings, go down to vehicle, and oil life reset, hit OK. And you're just going to hold your OK button. Bingo. Easy as could be. Now, if I get my, okay, there we go. I'm gonna check the oil. I guess me and Miss Honey Bun here are gonna go for a ride. You wanna go for a ride? Put your seatbelt on. Hey. Hey. What are you doing? What are you doing, Goofy? Man, dogs got such a weird personality. Look, she's up here with me now. Look, you see yourself? You're getting old, girl. Animals, man. Animals. Let me go check this oil real quick and then figure out how I can take you guys for a quick ride. Dad, don't get up here. Why do you want to? Oh, you feel the cool air. Weird dog. Watch out. Let me check this oil and we'll be right back. All right. What are you doing? You going with me? Come on. So, we're going to take this thing for a quick buzz around the neighborhood. Come on, girl. Figure out how in the world I can set y'all up in here. Ooh, I got an idea. Did have a tornado hit here last year. That's the reason why you see like the new house over here being built. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it was a EF4 that hit. Luckily, we sustained no damage, just a bunch of All right, real quick, guys. I ain't got much time. Just wanted to say thank you. Please keep following, liking, subscribing. Get us out there, share our videos. And from me and my house to yours, until next week, we love you. We'll see you next time. Dream big.